Hello, one person. I am almost to an urban hunting spot that I've got. In Indiana. Looks like one person is gone. Oh, one person back. Hello. I'm just gonna talk. I'm going to an urban hunting spot that I have in Indiana. So I'm gonna be able to show you guys like the habitat part when I'm going through there and explain. But I just can't like show you buildings and parking lots and stuff. Okay, from here I need to go. Hello, 8 people. We're on our way to a Indiana. I really think I'm gonna. No, I'm not. I'm gonna park there. I'm going to an Indiana urban hunting spot that I've got. Just a few minutes away. So, do you guys hunt urban spots? So, when I say urban, you're probably thinking Lee Ellis. And honestly, some of Lee's Sequan stuff is kind of what some of my spots are. His seem to be a bit more urban than mine, even a lot of times when he's hunting like in the projects and stuff. I like to hunt more industrial park type deals. So making connections with owners of these industrial and urban property owners, managers, you know. Like I've got one here that I am allowed to park, and they have like 0.05, which is literally like 10 trees. 10 trees and rut funnel only. Deer will not cross that thing during daytime ever, but during the ruts and bucks will push through it. But yeah, I use them for parking, so I don't have to park at the spot we're going to right now. In and out real quick, or out and in real quick. Back. Water. Three. Drop on 6. I think there's 2 more. Gathering some batteries. Between 6 that I know are brand new. Oh, there they are. Looky. I knew I had more batteries. Oh. They're a little wet, so we're gonna let them go in the bag. And we're going to put the dry batteries here. We're going to put them in the bag so they shake and go through a little dryer motion while they're riding in the backpack. Oops, sorry. I do carry when I'm here. And when I hunt most of these industrial and urban spots, this one especially, I've got like a few here that I can hunt. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of my other videos, but there's a pack of German Shepherds. Wild German Shepherds. That they don't, as long as you like scream at them and are very loud and intimidate them, they don't come close. But like, say a child walked back here and they were just scared and tripped, and or maybe less a child, a timid woman, I don't know, a timid person in general that didn't try to scare them, kind of like with a bear. Make yourself big. I would worry for them with, you know, I think the last couple of videos I got of them, there were 4 large or like normal sized German Shepherds, and then 2 of what I think were the puppies from last year. But last year there were 6 German Shepherds back here, and they sniffed me down real fast every time. So this is actually the first property. Well, there's 2 now. 2 properties that I have to hunt, or I often have to even scout based on wind, because I know where the dogs generally are usually, and I know if the wind's blowing back that way in season, I really can't go back there. I gotta treat it like there's a deer there, because they'll blow me out. I'm just looking for a lighter and I'm struggling. There. Yep, sorry guys. There is, from time to time, the occasional viewage of a tobacco. One day I'll be a better person. That was like where the sunglasses holder and light and console and everything. It's a Volkswagen and they like to catch on fire. It didn't catch on fire because I unhooked it all, but it almost did. I could smell it. I could smell it when I was driving on 465 one day. Okay, I just want to get out of the car. I'll be here forever. I got a drink. One camera and we're out of here. I have not yet checked what the wind is here. And I'm not stopping until I get out of view of the road. I do that kind of stuff, like not only for me, but it also like limits the amount of people that know I'm hunting. Like for a selfish level, it matters to me, but for the companies, it matters to them. want to have a bunch of calls about people going in and out of their property. They'd rather not hear about it. So when you get permission at places, do your best to not make it inconvenient for them or obvious that you're even there. And that goes for homeowners too. Just at regular permission properties. One second, I'm still here. Fix my pack. Put the camera in the bag. Grab a drink and we're gold. Grab my bottle of water for now. Vape. The one thing that is very similar between the Liela stuff and here is homeless people. If you guys stick with me to the end, it's not even going to be the end. Halfway through this walk, there we'll be able to look at a little crazy homeless camp if there's not anyone in it and the dogs aren't yelling at us. So you guys get to just look at gravel until I can show you something. What was that? Probably a cat. One cool thing about the industrial parks is like homeless animals and people sometimes find refuge in like corners of them. I can already hear a dog barking at me. Because I'm talking. I'm not this person. Sounded like one dog on this property parked once. And the neighboring dogs all started barking. Right now I'm walking into the wind. Unless the dogs do sometimes. Sometimes they'll wind me, and sometimes while I'm here, they will find my trail, and I can tell, like, they got to where we're at because they followed behind me, followed my trail. They didn't smell me when I was here, but they make their way across enough ground that a dog smelled my trail. And then they tracked me down before I left. But I'll tell you what, the dogs don't scare me anymore. They don't scare my 5-year-old anymore either. Because he yells at them. I was like, you literally have to be scarier than they are. And he yells at them with me. They run away. But yeah, I do need to. The one improvement to this property would be getting, like, my permission, my access here. The one thing that would improve it is having animal control, getting these German Shepherds out of here. this is a happy that you find in spots that no one's looking. Ditches and dives. I would like to see if we can I'm wearing shorts, so I really don't want to be nuts right now. But yeah, there's a ditch here that I now know is probably the majority of the deer bedding. So pretty soon I'm gonna get in there with a sprayer, backpack sprayer, and walk the length of this and just like hit the stuff down the middle. And then once a bunch of the brush is died off, I'll come in here and just like take a chainsaw and make it passable, you know? I'm gonna save all the big trees. But the amount of adjoining properties that deer could pull from and cross the property line, that's close. Not too far on the other side of the, probably 100 yards past that pole. So there's so that's a property line, but it over there, like it could pull deer from actually I think 3 different areas. And each area is like I don't know. They differ, but there's like a 20-acre block of timber back there, and a 5, and a 2, and a 7. Oh. I really don't want to get stickers, but this looks... I've never been back. I'm not doing it today, but that's part of the funnel. So I really think we clear out part of this where they can go through. Easier to cut wet. All the material will be there longer, and I won't be able to plant it if I have 6 inches of thatch piled. Sorry, these all have stickers, and I'm not doing it in my shorts. We're gonna go through the... If we tried to do that, it would just hurt me, and we wouldn't see anything good. Since the wind is blowing this way, instead of walking to the back corner there, we're going to cut over and enter on the opposite side of the front. Because there's the majority of the acreage over there. But I wanted to show you guys. I got thorns in my forehead. Ooh. I wanted to show you guys, and I wanted to see myself. Ultimately, I'm out here for myself. I'm holding the camera and talking for you, for us. So, feel free to talk. I hear you on the not using chemicals, but I'm only one man. And I don't have an army of people to work on my personal hobbies. But I can go in there with a backpack sprayer and only use like a ultimately, it would be easiest to take a skid steer through it. So maybe you got me there. The art of pain. If I would imagine they have a skid steer with a brush hog on it. Honestly, I'm not gonna ask them for that. I could just get a skid steer with a brush cutter, mulcher on it for one day and do, 2-3 hours at a few different properties, running it at night if we have to. But that costs money. And $10 worth of chemical, I could get a lot of the material down and rotting. And I'm gonna plant on top of it, so get rid of the crap and plant food and bedding in there and not go in, just basically have a stand on the side of the parking lot. I hunt in a saddle most of the time unless I'm with my kids. So I just pick 2 or 3 vantage points. We're probably gonna blow a deer out. Oh, is the water? I knew the water would be up. Oh yeah. Okay, so we'll have to walk around the You guys can hear the birds though. Some wetlands habitat. Tell you guys what, I bought some cheap boots at Walmart and I am regretting it. What kind of boots do you guys prefer? Oh, this is pretty cool. I can hear someone talking. They're probably back there fishing or something. What I want to do here is waterfowl hunt, which I'm pretty sure I gotta check. I'm pretty sure my permission is for all hunting and fishing for me and my boys. Trying to get to a spot that's not flooded so we can dive in and find a shed. Gotta be quiet. I don't want people or dogs knowing exactly where I'm at. I should have brought my clippers. Next time I come in here, I gotta do that. I gotta pick out stands for winds. Got this permission after season began last year. So I didn't have any stand sites or anything. I just honestly spent more time here running cameras, more hours probably, running cameras than I did hunting. Okay, you see this next spot? Is it flooded? I bet there's a hella deer back there right now. If I wanted to go swimming, you'd probably get a good camera in there. I ain't doing it today. Dogs yet, which either means they didn't believe I was here, or they're behind me on my trail and haven't caught up. Oh, that's so cool. They opened this up. This makes my life so much easier. I used to have to climb over a gravel pile that like shifted. It'd take me like 5 minutes to get from there to there. I'd like zigzag. But clearly, trespassers are riding four-wheelers into it. Oh wow, look at all this clover. I planted clover and wheat out here. Wow, dog prints. Big bush dog prints. Wow. I mean, I'm not saying I made all this happen, but over here I made all this happen. See the clover on the road? That's me, the heavy patches. This is heavily me. I planted all this clover That's why this is completely different than that tall. These tall weeds coming up. I just came out here with a bag of clover and wheat. I would really love to find a shed, but I'm really not trying to trudge through a bunch of crap. Go a little bit. This needs to be removed and put somewhere else. We don't. That's a great feeder. It hasn't been touched. Probably years. Trying not to die. Locusts. We're about to get the deer if we didn't kick them all out already. I was working on the computer for hours, and I was about over it. And I said, you know what? We're gonna go do a loop. Hit a spot we haven't yet, see if we see an antler or any mushrooms. I'm sure there's mushrooms here, guys. I just don't have all that much time. I'm hoping I stumble across one. I'd love an antler more, but God knows I would love a mushroom here. If I find one mushroom, it will turn into a morel mushroom hunt. You got mushroom finding tips? Please comment them. Okay, learning moment. These trees, all about the same age. They're all grown up, crowding each other. All of their foliage matches each other. What do you think would happen to these trees if you took half of them out? The ones that are still there will start growing. But honestly, I'll tell you what, it's my property, and none of those trees got any money in them, other than if you cut them up and make them into firewood. We're getting close to the property edge, and I don't feel like looking on the map, so we're just gonna call this good and cut it over. You see that sweat? Oh yeah. Okay, someone give me mushroom finding tips so I can find a mushroom with your tip. That way you teach me something today. I'll teach you something like, if you plant these edges And their bedding back to where you can hunt without getting blowing them out, getting in. Like such. You don't have to go back to them. Especially the cameras. You just find out. Depending on cameras. Last year I did not have a lot of cameras. I shot 2 bucks. Harvest 1. Guys, you're gonna laugh at this. I thought that was a mushroom from afar. It is not a mushroom. It is a scrub brush. For washing. Probably sold as a tool washing brush or something like that. Heavy duty bristles. I would assume, so this is the corner of 3 properties here. I would assume when it's low foliage, there's more people and more homeless people back here. No one has sent me any morel finding tips. We're here. Let's go that way. Humans haven't been back here. Human got real muddy back here. Holy moly. They walked back and then they said, oop. And that's the way they left. Someone got real goopy. So north facing slope I think is going to be, or south facing slope I think is going to be best doable this way. There are a lot of old rotten down trees, and that's what mushrooms eat. But you have to be in a patch of the type of trees they like to eat. Better down. Or up. I don't know that information as well as I wish I did. So you guys could Google it for me and let me know what I'm doing wrong to find these mushrooms. Because right now I'm about ready to. Here's some mallards. Come back here and get my limit soon. I guarantee that was a buck bed at some point. Higher spot. Mosey around here. It's probably a bed now. All these leaves are ruffled up. Yeah, I guarantee deer are laying right here. They can watch the pond. They can watch out there. They can watch anything coming down this water right now. Deer sit right here. And there's not much they can get here without them knowing. They had the wind blowing into them here. And they're all nestled different directions. You can watch everything. There's beds right here. The human voices are still existing, and I believe they're moving. If you guys know any equipment manufacturer or rental place in Indiana, these beds back here, nothing can get to them from behind right there. You can watch the whole field. Yeah, I need to get, I just don't know how much they will let me do here. Maybe nothing. Definitely nothing while it's wet. Probably nothing with this area. What I did last year was I just spread clover. I didn't spray anything or cut anything. I just spread clover on the main walkways over there. And I'm going to show you guys the difference. So these weeds that are in the driveways here is what's all out there growing. Cool seeds and grasses. Bunch of crap. Oh, they bed over here too. Or it's warm season grasses right now. Cool season grasses are better. Last year I didn't spray anything, but I hit all of this clover all the way along back there. And I'll tell you what, it did not germinate as well as I thought it would last year, but it looks like quite a bit more came up right there. So I'm gonna give myself credit because I dumped clover there and there's a bunch of clover there now. So I'm not sure. A little bed back here. I'm not sure how much after planting clover it could germinate if it fails too. Well, that's a big improvement. Last year, I'll show you. So this is my walk-in now. They dozed that out and gravelled it down. I used to have to go back through here, and there was a pile of gravel there, 3 feet tall, that I had to climb over to get back in here. It was already in season when I started, so I just made do when I had to and did it as quiet as I could and said screw it. So that is awesome for six people. I will say there's leftover concrete here. That's all I'm going to show you, so I can say what's going on in my head here. I don't know if I can get back there. Maybe. There's a pile of that. I do think I'm going to nestle myself a cubby hole in that pile next year. Oh, it's swampy. I'm not gonna go back there and get ate alive by mosquitoes right now. Well, I'm not sure. We got all that. And, no, that's all underwater. Check this out over here. Yeah, we need to go back that way. So, we're halfway, but I don't know how much of the next half we can view as well because of the wetness. I do need to get some poop shit out of my shoes. Ooh, not poop. But there's like little thornies in my boot. So when I get up here, I'm gonna... I just want to sit down and not do it in mud. Well, give me a second. Ooh, this will be a good time for 3 people. Everyone left. Wow, you guys are sensitive. I was gonna say this would be a good time for you guys to save our website, TheDeerStore.Shop. 10% of everything, all of our website sales go to DNR programs in the state where the purchase was made. I just donate 10%. Ooh. So 10% of every dollar spent on the website, TheDeerStore.Shop, or you could just Google the Deer Store, gets donated. Every 10% of every order goes to helping deer hunting in your state. That's the best way to say it. We've been open almost 4 whole months. If you live in Indiana, we are a dealer for trophy hunting blinds. And that's, I mean, you want the best hunting blind you can get in Indiana. You should probably be messaging me. Ooh. Excuse me, but I'm bad, I know. I know. It's impossible to be good looking and not smoke a thing. case for me. Nope, there are all 16 people left. I'm joking. Well, guys, now we're gonna call it good. I got my little Scouty Scout in. If you guys buy a $5 hat off the website, I'll be tickled pink. And so will our vendors that'll help me to sell their fine products. I don't make all the products, I just sell them all. So I find products that I like, and I'm willing to put my name on. And I put products on there that I think they're worth purchasing. So it's not a bunch of tomfoolery made by a redneck in a garage. You will find labels, major brands, YouTube, famous people that endorse these products type stuff. So thanks for being with me and have a good night.